Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name's Evan, and welcome to the Lions, Bulls, and Bears YouTube channel, and this is the first episode of Crypto Courage, where we talk primarily about cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology, but we also talk about complementary currencies, precious metals, sound money, freedom, economics, kind of cover a whole bunch of things is the plan. Anyway, this is, like I said, the first episode, and we're going to do all that while I blow glass, so it's going to be a little noisy, at least in these first couple videos, while we dial in the sound, but eventually we'll get it a bit more professional, and yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. So a little bit more about me. Been blowing glass for, gosh, going on 15 years, since about 2006. I primarily make glass pipes. I own 2 smoke shops. You know, they're more of glass galleries, really, but call it a high-end smoke shop, glass pipe gallery, and glass blowing studios in the Salt Lake area. So if anyone's in Salt Lake or ever visit Salt Lake, come on by, check us out. Also, anyone on Instagram, give us a follow at borosilicate. Yeah, that'd be awesome. So in this video, we are going to talk about my company, Lions, Bulls, and Bears, and what we're about, and kind of where the name came from, and kind of get into a little monetary history, because that's kind of what the name, where the name comes from. So, sorry, my piece fell off the handle. Anyway, where was I? Yes, I've been into sound money since 2008, since I first learned of Ron Paul, and I was using silver in my art. I'm not sure if any of you have ever had a pipe that changed colors. That's due to silver or sometimes gold fume. Silver is more commonly used, obviously, because it's cheaper, and yeah, it's changes like a crazy electric blue color, and so yeah, a lot of people are familiar with their technique. They just probably didn't know it was silver. Anyway, and then also in 2012 I started collecting the Silver Bullet, Silver Shield silver medals, art medals, put out by, was Silver Bullet, Silver Shield at the time. Now it's just Silver Shield by Chris Duane. Big shout out to Chris Duane and Truth Never Told. You know, he's very adamantly against cryptos, very vocal against Bitcoin and the whole space. You know, I disagree with him, but I respect his opinion. I'm glad there's people out there who are no coiners and, you know, spreading the message about gold and silver, because I think that's an important message that needs to be spread. And, yeah, so, anyway. The reason I'm explaining all this is because we sell Silver Shield products on our site at LionsBullsAndBears.com. So, and I love what he's doing. I think the private minted silver isn't fully appreciated, and Duncan Brown and Heidi Wasweet are just making some amazing stuff for him, and I know he has other sculptors too, and his thought-provoking designs he comes out with are just incredible, and I've been a huge fan of the Silver Shield products since its inception back in 2012. So in addition to following Chris Duane, I was also following Brother John F., who's actually who I first heard about Bitcoin from. He used to run a YouTube channel called The Bitcoin Channel back in the day. And he also had another channel, I think it was just Brother John F. It was a Silver for the People silver channel he ran. He would get into technical analysis. And he had mentioned Bitcoin in his silver channel too. That's how I first heard about it. And so yeah, I also found out about semi-numismatic coins that really aren't much more than spot when they first come out, or more than eagles or maples anyway, and then appreciated due to their collectability, shortly after in many cases. Yeah, so I was collecting Silver Shield since 2012 and semi-numismatic since 2010, and even some numismatic coins. Fast forward a couple years, a good friend of mine started a crazy endeavor. Check it out at starshipinEverygarage.com, and he's making these amazing glass coins. And it's a complementary currency. It's an actual functioning parallel currency to the dollar. And it was like in 2017 I realized that I was passionate about coins, Bitcoin, and my friend's glass coins. And I just kind of wanted to bring all those passions together into one spot, and that's Lions, Bulls, and Bears. So check out our store. We got Silver Shield coins, Project 33 coins, and like crypto swag and merch. So check it out. LionsBullsAndBears.com. Also check us out on Instagram, Twitter. So, just wanted to explain our name a little bit, Lions, Bulls, and Bears, and where that came from. I drew inspiration to come up with the name from the movie The Wizard of Oz. I'm sure everyone's familiar. Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. And I replaced tigers with bulls to symbolize bull and bear markets. And just briefly, I wanted to talk about the demonetization of silver and the crime of 1873. Check out the description. I'll put a link to Brother John F's video in the description. I just think it's very eye-opening. The effect central economic planning can have on the general population of the world. And how the movie The Wizard of Oz is actually an allegory for what was going on in the late 1800s. How the governments of the world, primarily the United States, left this primarily silver standard. It was a bimetal standard, but silver circulated as money more than gold, and went on a pure gold standard, which was created very austere conditions for the people. And it's estimated that, if you include India and China, that thousands and thousands of people died as a result of demonetizing silver. And yeah, just just goes to show how terrible gold standards and fiat money and central economic planning in general can be. So definitely check it out. I'll put some links in the description to some other videos explaining the Wizard of Oz and the allegory. Like the Tin Man represents the industrial workers, the Scarecrow represents the agriculture and the farmers, and the Yellow Brick Road represents the gold standard, and the Emerald City represents Washington, D.C., or I've even heard it represents paper money. It's green, like Lincoln's greenbacks. Anyway, check it out. Fascinating stuff. Oh yeah, and the most important part is Dorothy's silver slippers were silver, not ruby, like in the movie. And I think they did that on purpose to make the allegory less obvious to the common person. Anyway, pretty deceptive, but what goes on in this world? Lots of deception. But yeah, also the character, the lion, represented a historical figure named William Jennings Bryan. And I'll also link this in the description, a link to the Cross of Gold speech. Definitely check that out if you haven't heard that before. Amazing orator and very eye-opening speech. So check that out. And so yeah, that was kind of an inspiration for the name and where that comes from. Yeah, another thing I like about the character, the lion, and the theme in the movie of courage, and how it related to collecting and investing. This isn't financial investing advice. Nothing on this channel or you ever hear me say is financial advice. I'm just a glass blower who likes talking about crypto. But it does take courage. That being said, it does take courage to buy silver when it's $14 an ounce. And it's been in a bear market for years. It takes courage to buy LITECOIN when it was $22 a few months ago. It takes courage to buy some of these art metals that are quite a bit over spot. These the Project 33 coins, which is just a complete experimental thing. So yeah, it took courage to buy Bitcoin when it was back in 2009, 2010, when it was nothing as far as price, and the network effect. Yeah, but those who have the courage are rewarded a lot of the time. So to be a contrarian, it takes courage. So, and I thought that concept was very fitting. Yeah. So that's a little bit about the name. Next, I'd just like to thank a lot of the YouTube channels that inspire me to come onto YouTube. Like Bitcoin Ben. Shout out to Bitcoin Ben. Yeah, man. I just like how he's just a truck driver who's passionate about cryptocurrency and spreading that message. And thanks, Ben. You inspired me to want to get on here on YouTube and start talking about crypto. People like Big Sweer. Big shout out to Big Sweer. Check out his interview today with Charlie Lee. Awesome interview with Charlie Lee, creator of LITECOIN. There's people like Bix, Jeff Berwick, Max Kaiser, Brother John F. So many others. Stefan Molyneux, Jeffrey Tucker, Trace Mayer, who else? So many. Cliff High, who, man, thank you for all your incredible work that all of you put out. That led me down this rabbit hole of cryptocurrency. Yeah, good stuff. Oh man, so many more channels too. I'll just shout out a couple more that I really like that everyone should go check out if you haven't checked them out already. Crypto Daily, that guy's hilarious and great content. Ivan on Tech. Who else? Man, so many more. Crypto Pro, Crypto Tips. Nomi Brockwell. Who else? Oh man, so many people. The list just goes on and on. Oh man. Anyway, so many great channels out there. Thank you to all of you putting out great content. It would have been impossible to learn about cryptocurrency if it wasn't for people like you. So I can't tell you how many times I've had to go to YouTube to look up how to do something, because even though I've been into Bitcoin since 2013, on the technical side I'm still a noob, so I have a lot to learn, and I hope this channel can help me in my learning process as well, and I'll be sharing everything I learn with you guys as I go along. So yeah.